in the history of mound visits, I've said a lot of things. I've gone out there a few times, and I've only once said, listen, I need you to throw a triple play on this next pitch. It's never worked for me, but Andy Walker, you made it magic happen right there.
It was really simple. I had great players on the field, and I knew that we had shifted in her direction. We knew that pitch was going to be down and low. She was going to get under a little bit. Told Gina to be ready to make a catch and throw to first base, and we just got lucky with the runner, walking off third base there. Superior coaching and a nice segue as well. We're joined by Waterford's Madison Nott, Rachel Miller, and Gina McKittrick. It's good to see you three. Thank you for joining us as we reminisce a little bit about the 2017 Play for the Cure game. And Madison, I'm going to start with you. Two things. One, just looking back, how do you remember these Play for the Cure games? And then second, what do you think about seeing yourself 3 years later?
Honestly, my Play for the, when I had the Play for the Cure games, they were so fun. I remember before, even before we even played with the dugouts all set up and everything from the Stonington team, they treated us so well, and they were always good games. The game that we're broadcasting right now, I remember me hitting that triple and then our triple play. That's just one thing I will always remember. It was just out of the blue. I wish I could be playing a Play for the Cure game this year, but clearly we can't. It's really sad, actually, but it's good to see all of us playing together on the YouTube. So
we're glad we're able to put it together. Rachel, what do you think?
Well, the Play for the Cure game was always something that I felt was really special because my grandma passed away from cancer when I was in 8th grade, so she never got to watch me play in high school. So whenever I played in the Play for the Cure game, it was always extra special.
What do you think? What do you think seeing yourself years later?
I got a lot better over the years, I could say.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Gina, what are you thinking?
It was always a fun day, knowing in school that we were going to go there and everything would be decorated and that the field would have decorations all over it. And then just knowing that it was always going to be a good game. You never really know which way it was going to go, who was going to win, because it was a 50-50 chance every time we played. And it was nice having the ceremony before the game, seeing everybody come out and both teams taking pictures and everybody talking, getting together. And then as soon as that ended, it was time to play. You want to win. That's all that mattered.
So let me ask you guys, and I'll start with Madison again. When you're in a game like this, is it Play for the Cure, and then you step on the field and it's we want to kick Stonington's butt, and then after the game it's Play for the Cure again? Or is that something that, stays with you? Because as a player, I know it must be hard. You guys are pretty focused. When you're tripling in the first inning, I don't think you're thinking about, the yellow ribbon.
Right. At first, my grandparents both passed away of cancer. And I always think of them, when I step up to the plate, I'm always this is for you, Mimi and Poppy, every time I get up to the plate. But when it's Play for the Cure, I always think more than I normally do at a game. But once I hit the field, it's literally just game on. I am going to, we have to win. It's just always we have to win. That's how it is. And then after I'm yeah, I look at all the pictures on the dugout and I'm just it's really Play for the Cure.
Vicky.
Yes. That is one dynamic of it that's really interesting. That you're in the same division a lot of times, and you really, you're playing hard to win, but there's special things about it too, Marissa's pitching, in this game, and the stuff before the game and the dugout being decorated and everything. How do you just shut that off and go out there and play?
It's just, I don't know. I'm always just ready to go play. You just have to go on the field and try your best to win. It is what it is. I mean, yeah, it's Play for the Cure, but I'm always ready to win. So I knew before, so it's just Play for the Cure. We have our ceremony. That's awesome. I love having that. And then once I hit the field first inning, let's go. It's game on.
Gina, did you prepare yourself any differently for these games than you would for normal games, or did you have a similar experience as far as, it was all business when you got on the field?
It was the same as any other game, to me, honestly. It was just you wanted to get up to the plate, you wanted to get a hit, get on base, score. But I just think that there's a different feeling in the air, honestly. Just knowing that, like, that game does mean more than just getting a hit, getting on base, that kind of thing.
And so, Rachel, you talked about, it affected you on a personal level. So, I mean, is that something that you take with you when you're on the field? I mean, are the people in your life, in your mind like that?
I mean, they're always in my mind when I play, but I agree with Maddie and Gina. Like, once I step on the field, it's pretty much game mode. We're just trying to win, do our best.
You guys, obviously, missing this season is something that's crushing you guys as the defending state champions. Is that is it to be able to have your new field, and do you still have like a sense of camaraderie as a team even without the season? Do you guys talk to each other? Do you talk about last year? Do you talk about what you're going to do in college? Rachel, is it how do you stay a team throughout all this stuff?
Well, personally, I feel that the 5 seniors this year are really close and we get along together. So, I mean, it stinks that we don't get the season, but it's good that we're still close and we still talk to each other and we see each other outside of softball too.
Gina, do you feel that way too? Like you guys are still a team even though you're not on the field together right now?
Yeah, absolutely. We all would hang out in the winter multiple times. We went and did stuff, and I feel like even when we are allowed to go hang out with people, we'll definitely make time for all of us to get back together one more time at least.
So that means that does mean, though, that you're defending state champions. And so the way I look at it, right, no state champion crowned in 2020. So might as well, you are a 2-year, you can tell people, yeah, we were state champions in 2019 and in 2020. Yeah. Coach, what about you? How do you got these girls here and they're not playing, and I know it's kids killing you.
It's very difficult. I understand the virus and its ramifications and what it's done, and but these 3, in addition to the other 2 that aren't present, Riley Mazzella and Taylor Lee, these 5 I've known since teaching middle school PE, and I've seen them grow over the last 7 years, and it's very difficult not seeing them out there for their senior year because it's a phenomenal group. It's a group that really has revived the program and put it back in the state championship picture annually. We have some great young players that will be coming back next year, but this is a group I really wanted to see on the field, and it's difficult not seeing them see the potential that they would have had this year and see what they would have become, because we'll never know, and that's tough. But I respect them. I think they're awesome kids, and they're going to do great things after this, but it's, not seeing them on the field for the last time is difficult, and I'm sure that they feel the same way.
So I'd like each of you. I'll do Madison and then Gina and then Rachel. If everything goes the way you'd hope, where are you going to be next year? Start with Madison.
In August I leave for basic training, and I come back December 20th, and then I'm gonna start playing at Eastern when I come back for second semester. So I'm gonna major in psychology, and I'm gonna play softball at Eastern, and at least I get to play still. Like, that's what I look forward to. So
very nice. Gina?
I'm in the fall. I'm going to Curry College, and I don't plan on playing softball, but I'm going to be majoring in criminal justice. So
very nice, very nice. And Rachel?
Next fall, I'm going to Southern Connecticut, and I'm thankful that I'm still going to be playing softball next year there, and I'm going to be majoring in secondary education mathematics.
Well, let me take that opportunity then. You guys are still students. You're still attending school while this is going on. A lot has been, your teachers are some of them are on this call with us, but your teachers are missing you terribly right now as well. Who are you missing not going to school? I'd just like to hear about a teacher or a faculty member or a person at your school that you miss seeing every day since you're not going to school. Start with you, Madison.
I miss seeing Miss Lineberg, Colleen Lineberg. I love her. I would go she's a special education teacher, and I would go into her classroom every day, and I would just tell her how my day was going, and she'd always be there for me no matter what. And I really just miss talking to her. I text her all the time, and she's in my Zoom meetings, but I just wish I could see her every day.
I hear that. Gina?
I miss Timmy Lineberg. I see him outside of school all the time, but every time I go into the field house, he'd be right there at the table with Mr. Walker and Mr. Nolda, and it was the favorite part of my day.
Oh, and Rachel?
I miss seeing all the gym teachers, but I also miss seeing Mr. Ellis in the hallway because he always just says hi so loud and it always just makes me smile.
You guys, oh, sorry.
No, go Vic.
I was just going to ask you, you guys were all on the varsity as freshmen, right? So you were all playing in this game that we're watching right now. This was your freshman year. Growing up, you know, in Little League, you guys were successful. Did you always look forward to playing at the high school level? Was this something that was in your plans from when you were little? Mad?
Yeah, I think that since we all grew up playing Little League together, we've been through all-stars and everything like that, and we just wanted to finish up through high school all together. We even talk about it all the time. We're the thing we miss the most is just playing with the five of us because we were all so close. We've grown up together, and now we can't play with each other for one last time.
Rachel, did you feel like that growing up? You wanted to come play for Waterford. You were waiting to get here for this?
Yeah, I mean, softball's always been my favorite sport, and I always looked forward to playing, especially with Maddie and Gina, because we even started playing travel softball together the same year when we were 9 years old. We were on the same team, and it was just always really fun. It was something I always looked forward to in the summer.
And Gina?
I actually remember going to the state championship when Rachel and I were in elementary school or middle school. We went together, and it was at the same high school that we played at for our state championship this year. So I just that completely came full circle where Rachel and I went to that game together, and then I hit right after her in the lineup. She was the pitcher, I was a shortstop. It just completely came full circle, and it's sad that we don't get to play together one last time, but I like that our last game was a state championship.
That's right. That's something definitely you'll go out on a win, and a big win at that. Let's head back to the 2017 Play for the Cure game between Waterford and Stonington.